Before we get into it, if you enjoyed these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button, and keep in mind that these are my own thoughts, opinions, and ideas. These are not meant to be, nor should you take them as, investment or trading advice in any way, shape, or form. Do your own due diligence, put in the work for yourself, and make your decisions based on that. All right, folks, here we are on Sunday, March 23rd, and take a look at Archer today. So I'm still all eyes on Archer. We talked about this buy zone in the previous video, and I still think Archer looks like a really good opportunity in most market environments. The current environment in which we're in, I think, is tremendously precarious. So I'm reluctant to not think that things aren't still going to pull back quite significantly in the overall market. It may have nothing to do with Archer in particular, but of course it will probably get swept up in that, if that's the case. But if you don't care about that, or you don't think that things are going to continue to correct further, then here's the case that I would make in any other market environment for why Archer looks really nice. Comes down, double bottoms right in this buy zone that we had pointed to from back here when it had this big run up to about 12 and a half. It's coming through, it's flipped this 8, clearly back to support for the time being. Will it hold? I don't know. But if it does dip again and gets in here, there could be a good risk to reward benefit to seeing about buying in this zone. Again, if things aren't just totally falling apart all around Archer, then, if buyers show up in this range again, even if it's a little bit lower, but still is within this range, as long as they show up, it could be a really good, like I said, risk to reward ratio. But for the time being, it has jumped out of there. It's building support at 8, and that could unlock a run to test this 947. It's a huge percentage move. I mean, even if you just take it from where it is now, say 8 3/4 to 947, you're going to have really good percentage gain there. And the way that it moves, it may reach those levels relatively quickly. It may not, but it may. And then, there's just tons of levels with really recent relevance that could come back into play if Archer does get bouncy again. And so to me, it's showing up really strongly here, getting it back out. It didn't only get it back out of the buy zone, but it got it back up over its first resistance to support level. That looks, for the time being, like it's secured. Could it lose it? Yes, of course. But it's putting in all the motions you'd want it to put in if you were to say, ooh, boy, I'm glad that I bought in this range, and things would be looking pretty positive, just purely from this view. Now, EMAs wise, here's the other look, right? This was also the 183, the thing I always preach about. Bounced off of there and looking to flip these short terms now. And so if it can sort of continue to get swept up in that range, then it could get significant lift off of this, right? Like you saw back here. Get crossovers, connect, and just get lift. Connect, lift, connect, lift. Right? So just riding intense bullish waves of support off of those short-term EMAs. And for the time being, that's what it's wanted to do, right? It climbed up to the 8 here, started testing the 21 and the 34, but it has continued to ride the 8. Again, it's all about persistence, right? Does that persist? Or do things start to fall apart at some point? Don't know. That's why you got to keep watching it if you're in it. I just kind of check back in. Of other interest, TTM squeeze indicator putting in 2 trigger candles at the moment. So could there be some sort of cue up here for a fire and an outsized move? Maybe. Just keep in mind these triggers can be quite lengthy, right? So if we were on 2, this is, oh gosh, I don't know, I don't want to count it right now, but this is what, 12 or 15 candles or something. So it could still have even trading weeks left to go while it's going to trigger more before it actually fires. But if it does, and maybe at that point these April levels come into play, call trigger at 9:30, +1 ATR up to 11:16. If it does go the other way, because remember, outsized move can go both directions, -1 ATR is at like 8:16 or something. Put trigger is at like 8:16, -1 ATR is down to like 6:28. So just keep in mind that outsized move, it can bite you if you pick the wrong direction. All right, folks. I hope that you're enjoying your weekend, that you have a good trading week ahead, and as always, I appreciate you watching, and I will see you in the next video.